Okay, I'm out here in the bright sunshine at my garden. I'm going to gather a few cucumbers here. And in a little while I'll be gathering a few squash, which are right down there. Right down there. So yeah, it's a jungle out here. Alright, and of course the beans continue to do very well. I may show them a little more detail in just a minute. But yeah, let's go in here and see what we can do on our cucumbers here to start with. Okay, here is a very nice cucumber right there. Oh yeah, that's a great looking cucumber. That's really just about your perfect size on the straight 8 cucumbers. I'm just sort of toss it off to the side. I'll bag them up in a little while. Alright, now down here on the Boston pickling cucumbers, they're shorter and fatter. See there, it's a little fatter than I like, but it's still a good cucumber. Okay, now on the Boston pickling cucumbers, that's just about the size you want there. That's just they don't get, as soon as that's about as long as they get, and then they just start getting fat like really quick. There's another one there, another Boston pickling. Anyway, a little bit on the skinny side, but I like them before they get too awful big. That's really quite a cucumber there. That's much longer than average and a little bit skinnier than average for one that's that long. Which, oh yeah, here's another somewhat skinny one. I like them somewhat skinny. There's just a sample of a Boston pickling cucumber here that's just a little bit too big. It's still edible, especially fairly early on in the season, but it's bigger than what I really like. Just as a comparison, I kind of like about that size, and there's yeah, you can see the difference in size there. And size matters. In this particular case, the smaller is better. There's yet another one that's just a little bit too big. Well, hello, I hear you. What you doing? What you doing, huh? Yes, you're okay. Okay, that's pretty much it for the gathering the cucumber. Here is my bounty right here that I shall be bagging up. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 or so. And here's the ones I threw out. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 10, 12. Okay, that's approximately 20 cucumbers here. These little ones here, you can eat like 3 or 4 of these little ones pretty easily. Right, so there's what they look like in the bag. Right there. That's probably, I don't know, it's 3 pounds worth, I guess. Susie! The field of clover. Alright, and we'll just take a quick overview of the beans here. Here's a little pest right there. I can't get too close to it because I don't have my camera on macro mode. So, anyway, a Japanese bean beetle. Japanese bean beetles are evil. We squish Japanese bean beetles here. I'm not as up on naming garden bugs as I should. I guess that's a June bug. Is that what that is? You can correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe that's a June bug. Maybe that's something else. There, it flew on off. We've got one right here, which has climbed, almost as far as it can climb. Well, really as far as it can climb. But as you can see, most of them are only like midways or less. Anyway, the beans are looking very, very good. Okay, moving on. I'll show an overview here of the squash. Squash are doing excellent. I always have good luck with, by the way, in case you're wondering, this here is a poke salad plant which grows wild. Some people eat them, the leaves off of them. Not many people. They have a very strong flavor. You can really smell them when they cook. But I don't personally eat them. My dad does eat those. Okay, let's move up here to the squash. Now there's two, as previously known by all my garden devotees, there's 3 squash plants in this hill and 3 squash plants in this hill, and they kind of are just about to merge together here. But yeah, here is some very nice looking squash. That one there is just about the right size. That's a very nice squash plant. I think I am going to show a squash cooking video here before too much longer. I didn't really show any cooking videos of garden veggies last season. There's another one that had a little leaf attached to it there. There's number 3. You can get them, eat them a little bit bigger. I prefer, just like the cucumbers, I prefer them not to be overgrown. I think they have a little bit more flavor to them when they're not so big. Okay, there's another one. Usually they don't have the little leaves attached to them like that. That just happened to be how those two grew there. Let's see. And there's another one. As you can see, the little new squash are coming on, and each one of these right here will become a squash. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the beginnings of a little 6th bloom right there. And there's that one there will bud out before long. So yeah, I'm going to have a lot more squash here. Move on over here to this plant. It's a little unusual as far as how the leaves are sticking to them or growing down the side of them like that. Usually that doesn't happen, but yeah, for some reason it is this year. There's a really great looking squash right there. Okay, and I do believe that's pretty much it for the squash here. So there's the amount of squash I got right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 squash. So actually that's the most squash I've got in one day yet, is 8. Their peak of production. And normally I take these, on inside just as soon as I can, and of course I'll, take these leaves off of them here and wash them in the sink and put them right straight on into the refrigerator, and of course eat them as soon as possible. Okay, so that's pretty much it for gathering the squash and cucumbers, and not a whole lot else to show here. Okay, let's see how heavy my bag weighs. It probably weighs it's a good 6, 7 pounds, I guess. There's my tomato. This is the smallest one of the bunch. I'll just mainly focus on the larger one of the bunch. Okay, here is some of the peppers. This here is a chili picante, chili red, hot pepper. And I won't be eating any of this till it turns red, but yeah, that is some big ass pods on that right there. And this bell pepper here, I'm not sure what to see. This is a yellow bell. The yellow bells are getting like really, I'm going to have to provide a little bit of support for this plant. These are the chili peppers, the long type of chili peppers. As you can see, these are turning red right here. And another day or two, that'll be solid red. Here is these are really just about ready to start eating. These are banana peppers right here. These are hot banana peppers. If you eat them a little bit too early, they taste a little, I don't know, they actually taste green, for lack of a better explanation. They taste green. I don't know any other way to explain it. Let's see here. Here are the Tam jalapeno peppers, which supposedly are, and I really like the looks of these. These are looking really good. Supposedly they are not as hot as a normal jalapeno, but I grew them one year and I think they were hotter than a normal jalapeno. There's another banana pepper. These here really don't have, these are going to be late ones. Okay, yeah, they're a bell pepper, and they do have little misshapen bell peppers on them. That's some kind of, it's just a red bell pepper, and I'm not real pleased with the looks of these in comparison to those yellow bells over there. But maybe these will just be really good later, late season peppers. We shall see. And here is my 3 tomatoes here that's in these cages that I've not covered yet. We actually had an inch of rain here day before yesterday, which is the first inch of rain we've had all summer long. Even if you added up all the other little bitty rains, I think that's the only inch we've had. So that was really great to get an inch. Finally, I have got lots of green tomatoes, and no, I do not do the fried green tomatoes. People always ask in the comments or mention about frying green tomatoes. I do not fry green tomatoes. Waste of a good tomato. As you can see, the tomatoes are coming along nicely. It's just a matter of time. It's going to take probably another 2 weeks for things to start turning here tomato-wise. If I could have cranked up my helicopter and harvested things out here, I would have, but just didn't want to work out. So the helicopter is more for thinning your garden stuff rather than for gathering your garden stuff. And of course, no garden vlog would be complete without showing my okra plants, which I have carefully thinned out to 1 plant per foot. And as you can see, even though it's thinned out to 1 plant per foot, I'm going to get on this side because I am casting a shadow. Even though it's thinned out to 1 plant per foot, approximately, some of them a little more, a little less, they're just almost big enough to be touching each other. So, yeah. Just slowly pan out there. So let me see if I can pick out my biggest plant here. Maybe right here, this is a good pair of plants. See, they are touching each other. That's how big they've gotten. Got my ruler here. So my biggest plant is 11 inches tall. So just in a day or two, I'll have quite a few okra plants that's a foot tall. So there we go. As you can see, I did not damage my okra plants by thinning it out. And right here, okay, see if you can tell. Oh, this one. This shows up really good. That is a deer track right there. I'll have to put my camera on macro mode or maybe take a picture of it. But there's several. They're right in this area. There's 4 deer tracks. There's 1, 2, 3. You might not be able to see that. It's in the shade. And 4. So just all, really I see all sorts of deer tracks down through here, but I don't see any plants that's been eat on or any plants that's been stomped on. So that's good. Let's see if I can and this is what all the squash and cucumbers look like after they've been. And then there's Carly. Hey Carly, she's resting easy out on the porch. But anyway, this is what all the squash and cucumbers look like after they've been rinsed. I weighed this batch here. This is what, Tuesday, July the 8th. This is one day's picking of squash and cucumbers, and I've been letting them drain here. This was 13 and a half pounds of squash and cucumbers. A bumper crop. This will probably be the peak day on them, I would imagine.